Morning Thailand supported by Sea Thai Superwear. Wings Learning Circle. Customized English course for your business.
And welcome back to the last session of Morning Thailand with us. Fai Golf and Kun Chen is here. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ
And obviously, and in this particular session, we talk about the education system in Thailand these days because Kun Golf, in the next few years, we're getting into the integration of ASEAN economic community.
2 years. Less than 2 years already, actually.
2015. And people talk about the readiness of Thai people, personnel, and even the students.
Young generation, whether or not we're ready,
Yeah.
is going to come at this point.
A lot of issues have been raised. Kun Chen, I'll give it to you.
That's right.
I found two very interesting articles
Okay.
on a newspaper and a website. One is from the TDRI and another one is a comment from Kun Surin Pitsuwan, former ASEAN General Secretary.
And TDRI is one of like the most, respective
It's a Thailand
institution.
Development Research Institute.
Yeah.
First of all, if you still remember, like last week or last 2 weeks, we have seen the latest World Economic Forum's report on global competitiveness. Describe the Thailand quality of higher education as abnormally low in comparison with other ASEAN countries.
Oh my
That's
God.
kind of
And,
sad.
Last year, among 54 countries surveyed for English proficiency, Thailand ranked 53rd.
Oh my God.
What?
Only
Who did
ahead
we beat? Who did we beat?
Libya.
Libya?
Sadly.
Okay. Yeah, continue.
But I found these two articles very interesting because they talk that the Thai students' weakness are English proficiency
Yes.
and their ability to think. And as an educator, I quite agree because most of my students refuse to think.
Well,
Refuse
critically
to think.
Like they don't
Refuse to think.
critically thinking,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not gonna like trying to analyze anything.
And,
I face the same problem.
All right, and for the English, many of the students do not understand the language from my experience, and even my friends who attend best universities are afraid to speak.
Right.
Many of them can write fluently, they understand the language, but are too shy to speak.
Is it safe to say that it might be the generation of the 20s, late 20s and such that seems to suffer from this a little bit more? I've seen, like, I gotta give it to you, there's a few of the younger generation, and we're talking about the primary school or even high school or junior high. that
Let's look at
a little
Kun
bit better.
Surin's comment.
Okay.
He said that English could be the key to help improve Thailand's serious educational problems because one of the main concern is that the teacher do not prepare the class material because
Yes.
they
Guilty.
they know that the student have no other tools to access knowledge.
That's
Oh, what
sad.
about the tablet?
and internet?
He said that too. The kids can access the IT more, but they actually access digital games
Oh,
and not the useful information for learning and intellectual growth.
of course not.
And according to the ASEAN Charter, English is a working language of ASEAN. So
Yeah, because I think they tried to push for Thais before, but did not go, obviously.
Not success.
and for the TDRI, Dr. Somkiat Tangkit Wanit, the president of the TDRI, he said, according to his research, this is not about the budget. Not at all.
Right.
Because the government budget for education has increasingly improved
Right.
from about 3.5 billion US dollar in 2003 to nearly 14.7 billion US dollar in
What went
2012.
wrong?
And Thailand public spending on education is actually 4% of the GDP of
That's a lot.
in 2011. Actually, we spend more on education, even more than Singapore.
Okay.
Singapore
That's
spend only
problem then.
3.2% of
Are
the
we
GDP.
Where the money
spending
go?
on tablets and not the personnel?
Yeah, the thing is that the problem is the lack of accountability.
I think we have to invest more on teachers than on
So
the tools.
he proposed 5 recommendations.
Okay.
First, the student must learn the skills and knowledge necessary to live and work in the 21st century. because the Thai education system fails to equip students with ability to think for themselves.
Right.
Yes.
Which is necessary, actually.
And second, Thailand needs to reform performance assessment because other countries use PISA, but Thailand has its national assessment, which is not compatible to the world.
When you speak about the national assessment, you mean the ONET, ANET, like
too.
that.
We have too many tests.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And according to what Kun Gop just said, there are too many assessments that school has to complete.
Right.
But actually, each school should have that tailor-made assessment so that they can know what they actually need for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the centralized one.
But it's not like we're not trying, right? Because all three of us get to attend one of the very important conference that they held, the Education Ministry, and it seems like they are trying to learn from the other countries' experiences as well, but it doesn't seem to pan yet.
TDI quite understandable for the Education Ministry, but one of the recommendations said that the ministry should decentralize the training. Because now it's quite monopolizing the teacher training, and it's not effective.
Right, because each regions or each provinces probably have different needs anyways in terms of teaching.
And the last recommendation is that the ministry should promote accountability, meaning they should look at the demand side more. That to give more money to needed school first to ensure equality between the rich and the poor in education.
So it's not like we're going to distribute money equally, but to look at the needs rather than the amount of budget. That makes sense, actually, make a lot of sense. All right.
With that, we're going to wrap up this edition of Morning Thailand, right? Because we are running out of time. Well, we're probably back again tomorrow. So if you have more comments,
you can actually add. All right, so we have to thank our sponsor, of course, CC Double for this lovely top, as well as Royal Ivy Regatta for Kun Chain's attires, as well as, you can always Facebook us. Click like on facebook.com/morningthailand, email us at the morningthailandshow@gmail.com, as well as follow us on Twitters or on the Instagram. And thank you, Sita. Sorry. Thank you, Thai Superwear, Quality the World Trust, as well as Wings Learning Circle, customized English course for your business. And as for today, I'm Golf.
Fine.
เชน
สวัสดีค่ะ